What is going on, everybody? We are just getting started with a little Amazon FBA Q&A. We got the TikTok live right here answering questions. What's your answer that week of supply? How much inventory do you hold until you're sold out? We're on this account. We have tens of thousands of units at a time. We don't sell out on that account. I don't remember the last time we sold out of inventory. Luke, what does brand share mean in the search query performance report? It's the share that your brand has. So like if you have 1% impression brand share, that means you're getting 1% of the impressions for that keyword. Are there ever any exceptions on products under 20 bucks that you would recommend to sell? Not nowadays, no. There was just somebody in my live a couple of weeks ago who was like, they had launched a product before seeing any of my videos. They launched a super low ticket item. PPC was crushing them. And they were like, I see why you want at least a $30 product. Now on this account, full transparency, we sell products that are under $15. But that account was established 5 years ago. We also have anywhere from like a 30 to 37% conversion rate. And we're ranked in the top 4 organically. By the way, on your recommendation, I'm going to start with the 10x rule. As you said, it would be good for me. Yeah, bro, I do recommend that. I recommend that for everyone. Don, thank you so much for the follow. Sorry, I skipped some questions. Let me get to those. What is your estimate average % ad cost budget when you launch a product? Well, at the very, very start, when I launch a product, I don't care if I break even. So if I have a 30% margin, I don't care if I spend 30% on ads, as long as over time I'm increasing my organic rank, which is going to make me less reliant on PPC ads. And as long as I'm increasing my conversion, which means that I'm making more for this same amount of spend that I spend on ads. I'm trying to get turn rate higher, increase that conversion. Brother, do you know what your conversion rate is? I've made about 150K net on Amazon and Etsy in the past few months. Would you say you recommend, or what would you recommend investing? I'm not a financial advisor, brother. I don't tell people how to spend their money. And nor do I think that you should listen to anybody on the internet on how you should spend your money. I do invest. I have a lot of investments. My investment portfolio is more than the cash that I have on hand. But I'm never going to tell anybody where to invest their money. Only people that I know. I would never say it on the internet. But I did tell a handful of people where to invest their money back in I want to say March-ish. And I told them, I was like, you guys have to invest in this. You guys have to invest in this. This is the right time. Nobody listened to me. And they would be up anywhere from 50 to 100 G's right now if they listened to me. But nobody did. So I'm done trying to give people that I know investment advice. You could lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. I'm not talking about you, by the way, Laser. But yeah, man, you got to look into what's right for you. But I'm not the guy to say that. At the end of the day, I'm just some dude on the internet who sells products on Amazon and teaches people how to sell on Amazon. Not a financial advisor. Question mark. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. I recently filed my trademark so I can apply for private label. Nice. For brand registry on private label. I love it. Lost. Thank you for sharing the live, my guy. How can I find ungated products? I don't need to get products ungated. I do private label, not arbitrage. Khan, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. 3D model will be live Wednesday, waiting on new image, enough to start testing for CVR again, so start PPC. Yeah, if you think that you made proper optimizations, can you explain what optimization is and what it can do for my FBA? So optimization, hopefully everybody knows what the word optimize is, to make better. I don't know if that's the exact definition, but that's the Luke definition. So if I have a product listing, okay, how about we actually go over this live And rather than saying it, how about I show y'all what I mean? Let me pull some stuff up real quick just to give you guys a better understanding of this, because I know I always say optimize, but I'm going to show you what I mean. What should we do? What product should we pick? Let's just do dog bed. Any thoughts on... No, man, I'm not one who relies on softwares. I haven't checked it out, so I can't speak on it. But no, I haven't seen it. I don't know what it does. I think tools are great, but they're meant to be used as tools, not things that you rely on. Yeah. I mean, even like my AI software that I created for my students, like it's a tool. They shouldn't rely on it. It's there to give them answers and all of that, but it's not there to like run their business for them. Hey, what are the changes happening in 2026? Amazon's just getting rid of their prep and label service. It's really not a big deal. I've never used this service, so it makes no difference to me and my business. And if you guys do private label in the way that I talk about, it will make no difference to you or your business either. Really a non-factor. And plus, I don't know why anybody would ever use those services. Like, for example, for Amazon to put on your FNSKUs, they charge you 30 cents a unit, whereas opposed to your manufacturer would do it for free. So it's actually a waste of money. So good for them for stopping it. It was, I think it was silly. It's one of the few not few, but it's one of the changes that I agree with Amazon stopping, because there's some changes that they make that I don't agree with. But like, for example, when they took away the review count right here, I did not agree with that change. I'm glad that they brought it back. All right, so optimizing your listing. What do I mean when I say optimizations? So I do think this is a pretty solid listing here, but let's say that this was yours. You have your main image, you have your secondary images, so your infographics, you have a video, you have your title, you have your reviews and bullet points, and then description or A+ content if you're brand registered. When I say optimize, I mean make your main image better. So for example, imagine this main image didn't have the dog, right? Something to catch the customer's eye, like adding the dog here rather than just having a product of the bed, that would be considered an optimization. Making your infographics better in the sense of the customer should know every single aspect about your product, just by looking at your images. A huge missed opportunity, a huge missed opportunity is when people just have random pictures here, different angles, and they're not, because look, I would consider this a lifestyle image, but they made it into an infographic. Oh no, that's the only one they have. Oh no, both of these. Lifestyle image, but they made it into an infographic. What up, user 86? And then same thing, optimizing your title. So maybe using different keywords, maybe putting different, maybe changing the keywords around, using different phrases. This product would be so hard to source and make profitable. Well, number one, nobody's talking about this being a good product. We're talking about how to optimize a listing. Number two, that's incorrect. It would be hard to launch this product because of the average reviews, but it's very easy to source any product. In fact, just because like I truly do love, well, let's make sure that I don't show any proprietary info here. Just because I love when we get random questions or random comments like this. So let's change this for YT. So look, dog bed, source them for potentially $1. You have other ones here. Let's see. Same thing, $1, $2. These ones are more expensive. So yeah, same thing, $1. These are human-sized dog beds. Even this one, $3. All information on the internet is not created equal, because somebody can just say something and people are like, oh, really? It'd be hard to make profitable. But then we come over here. This listing is on sale right there. But then we come and we pull up our data. And it's a fairly light product. So let's just show it. Actually, hold on. Let's do this. We'll do this after. So average price is $39. It would not be hard to make a product profitable. Let's say that it was 37 bucks or 39 bucks average price. And let's say that we were going to source this for $5. Okay. Not even $1, because I do think that's a little bit low, and we'd probably get a higher quote if we contacted manufacturers. So we sourced it for $5. Let's say we were paying what I pay on shipping. Let's just call it on the high end, 90 cents a kilogram. And that goes by volumetric weight, not the actual weight of the product itself. You would 100% be able to make this product profitable for $39. Now, would I launch this market? No, the average reviews are insane. But just because you hear it on the internet doesn't make it true, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I got to tell y'all. Can I make profit on Amazon? Yes, you can make profit doing anything if you do it right. What do you suggest to ask suppliers to get done? Any differentiators that you want? So like, for example, let's go here again. Right. Let's say that you wanted it a certain size. Let's say you wanted a certain material. Let's say you wanted a certain material inside. That would be what you would tell your manufacturer. Let's say for some reason you wanted to add a bonus item that was a dog toy. You would have them add that. Amazon and eBay are not even comparable, Aisha. 100% Amazon. Unless you were reselling items, then eBay would be better. Grind, thank you so much for the follow. I was saying on that listing. Yeah, but you can't look at one listing, Mo. And I get that. And then the other thing is, maybe listen to what I'm talking about before, you know, coming in like every single random person on TikTok. But numbers going on right now for this category. So that's not even their actual price. $21.99 is their price. But look, we have ones that are $49.99. We have ones that are $31.99. You don't base any decision on one listing. That would be like me going to launch this product and being like, look, this listing does 10K sales in a month. If I can just take 1% of that, no, but you don't base it on just one seller. That's not how business works. That's like basing Starbucks' entire business based on one location, but they're worldwide. They have businesses everywhere. And so, no, I wouldn't launch this product for this reason. Look, on page 1, there's only 3 sellers who do 10K plus a month under 200 reviews, and you're going to launch with 0 reviews. So you would be one of these sellers under 200 reviews. So you can't look at that one seller and be like, this is a good market to sell, because the idea that you're going to be one of these 3 sellers is pretty low, and only 2 of them do 10K plus a month. One of them's crushing it, but the other one, 10K, the other one, 25. Oh, so you can't see. The other one, 2,500. So we don't base things off one seller, you guys. We base things off of market data. And the beautiful thing about business is that data doesn't lie. Do you increase your price for Q4? No, not really. Sometimes, but not always. Do you stick suppliers from China, or do you look for other countries in Asia too? We look all over, especially after like the tariff situation. Even though the tariffs really didn't affect us, still don't affect us. But yeah, it's always good to have backup plans. How to appear more confident when speaking to manufacturers in the beginning? Yeah, like Sheep just said, I have videos on this, but you just talk to them professionally. Like you don't have to have a degree in communications. You don't have to do like you don't have you just how do I explain it? You don't have to have a degree in communications, and you don't have to be like this Harvard business major. You just talk to them. Hey, I need XYZ. What is the MOQ for the product? How much is it per unit? I want to get samples. You really just want to make them show that you're serious. How do the tariffs not affect you? Tariffs are paid by your freight forwarder. So it's not paid but to your manufacturer, it's paid when shipping to the product, whoever's shipping your product. Right now, tariffs from China to the US are what is it, 50 or 55%? I pay 50 cents to 90 cents a kilogram on shipping with tariffs, which is lower than I used to pay when I would use a freight forwarder like Forwarder One. So tariffs are the boogeyman. That's why tariffs don't affect me, because my margins are still great. And to Sheep's point, yes, it affects the end consumer more, but we didn't raise any of our prices and our margins were chilling. I do tech support for a living, so I'm assuming it'd be the same. Yeah, exactly. You just talk to somebody clear, professionally, and you're good to go. But let's go back to, I kind of went on a tangent. Let's go back to this. All right, so we talked about main image, we talked about infographics, we talked about your bullet points. You want to make sure that your bullet points address people's pain points and then address features of the product as well. My concern is if I'm using the right lingo. There's really no right lingo, brother. I knew nothing about business when I started, and I was talking to manufacturers down here in California because my very first product was a supplement. Again, you be clear, concise, let them know what you need, let them know what your target price is, and then you can use other manufacturer quotes to use as leverage to negotiate with these suppliers. But as long as they don't think that you're just what's the phrase I'm looking for? As long as they don't think that you're like just playing games, because manufacturers are very, 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 very used to people hitting them up, spending time, and then never placing an order. So if you show that you're actually serious, there's no really like right lingo to use. As long as you're not talking like unprofessionally. Aisha, there's no need for me to get ungated. I do a completely different business model on Amazon. I don't do arbitrage and wholesale, not for me. And then another optimization that you would make is, you guys notice here it says from the brand, and then we also have this description here that's a mix of both words and images. A big optimization would be getting brand registered so that you can have this section here, which would be called brand story, and then get this section here, which is called A+ content. It replaces your all word description. According to Amazon, this is their data, A+ content can help increase your conversion rate by 3 to 10%. And then also having a video on your listing can potentially increase your conversion by up to 8%. It's funny because it's crazy how like video is becoming so much more prevalent. I was looking at a product the other day to buy for myself personally. I do private label, Aisha. So I'm creating my own brands. I don't sell existing brands. But yeah, I was looking for a product for me to use personally, and there was a listing that didn't have a video, but I needed to see how the product actually worked. So I didn't buy from that seller. And then there was a competitor who had a video on their listing showing how to use that product. And I was like, oh, there we go. That's very helpful. Boom. Bought from that competitor. Give me 1 sec. The screen's going to go dark, but I'm still on live. Okay. I don't use a prep center glitchy. Like I said, y'all, I don't do arbitrage. I do not do wholesale. Simon, why did you drop a question mark? Did you ask something else, or does a small business badge help with sales? Yeah, it can, definitely. Any badge on Amazon is going to help in the long run. So bestseller badge, Amazon's choice badge. And then same thing, they can also work against you. So even this badge right here, it's not really a badge, I should say, but customers usually keep this item. That's also going to help you too. But if you have the frequently returned little badge, which I absolutely despise that Amazon added, that's like a conversion destroyer, that would negatively affect your listing. What else? Number one best release or number one new release badge, that would also help you out a lot. It just shows credibility to your listing. And then the cream of the crop is this right here. Oh, it doesn't even show it. I just saw it on their ad. Here, let's go to this one. Okay, showing. What's going on here? Anyways, the cream of the crop badge to have on Amazon is the number one bestseller badge. I have been very lucky enough for 2 different products that I've launched where I've gotten and maintained the number one bestseller badge. And when I tell you that is going to be the biggest catalyst for your sales, it's hard to get. Most of you will never get it. And I don't say that as a diss to anybody here. It's harder to get nowadays, but that will double your conversion just by having that. In general, would you say Amazon FBA is a one-man operation? Yeah, you don't need a whole team. Now you're challenging me, Luke. It's a hard one, to be honest, because you have to look like. Let's go down here. Do you think OA is a good for beginners or just private label? I only like private label, brother. The other business models, I'm not saying they don't work. People do well with them. They're not what they're cracked out to be. So look, I mean, to get the number one bestseller badge in a category like this, obviously it's a very saturated market. I wouldn't launch here, but 48,000 reviews. Like, you have to beat this number one person in sales velocity, and that doesn't come easy. It's actually easier to increase your organic rank than it is to increase your subcategory rank. Because a lot of people look at this, and this is like kind of a mistake in my opinion. Too many people focus on the SR. So number 177 in pet supplies. But that does not matter as much as your subcategory BSR. So number 1 in dog and sofas, but number 177 in pet supplies. I don't even look at my main category BSR, because I know that if I'm increasing this, that my BSR is going to be increasing. Subcategory matters 10 times more. Is the bestseller badge the same as Amazon recommendation badge? Not sure if it's that's exact wording. No, it's not. Amazon's choice is different than bestseller. Nas, thank you so much for the follow. I've seen YouTubers say that they offshore their work to teams in the Philippines. There's just no need. I got a handful of reviews, all 5 stars, ran PPC, 31 in ad spend, no buys. It's all good, bro. That's a listing issue, huh? Or just too low of reviews? It's probably too low of reviews. And man, this is why like having access to the PPC Masterclass is like the most valuable thing. I don't share my products, Lord, on TikTok. There's no net benefit for me to do that. Oh, actually, that doesn't really matter if you guys see that. See how quick I am, though? All right. So this is where a lot of people get things wrong. Is something like that ever necessary? It's not necessary, but it helps you. All right. let's stand this up here. Oh, okay. Let's do a better job this time. Let me see. Sorry, YT, you guys can't see this part, I don't think. Unless I do this. Hold on. I have to cover this because of TikTok TOS. No, it doesn't even let me do this anymore. Sorry, YT, I tried. Can't show you guys this part. Bribe for reviews, then run PPC. No, bribing for reviews is a great way to get your account deactivated. It's literally against TOS. And if you're quote unquote bribing Amazon customers for reviews, that's a fast track ticket to get your account flagged. I know people who have gotten their accounts flagged by breaking TOS. So again, just like I said before, not all information on the internet is created equal, everybody. Oh my goodness. Did you hear people say? All right, this is where a lot of people get wrong with PPC ads. Okay. And if you guys can't tell yet, I'm very direct when it comes to stuff like this. What I've seen is so many people do it and nothing happens. I mean, it's kind of like one of those things, mess around and find out, brother. Do what you want. It's not my account. But it's different, allegedly, people doing it with friends and family. But Amazon cracks down on incentivizing reviews. So good luck, but not something that I would recommend, not something that smart sellers do. In fact, I know of a brand, and some of you may know what I'm talking about, but I know of a brand who was doing things that wasn't Amazon TOS compliant. $20 million a year on Amazon. Amazon shut them down. So you're going to risk being that one who gets shut down when there's a million different ways to get reviews? No, that's silly. That doesn't make any sense, actually. I bought a product from Amazon, and in the insert card, they offer 20% discount for a review. Yes, that is considered incentivizing. The thing is that it doesn't come instantly, everyone. But what you'll notice is that brands will just disappear off of Amazon. And all it takes is one Amazon. So they made $20 million and AMZ shut them down. Sounds like we're regardless. All right. We don't have time for all of this. I'm not blocking this guy, but I just don't want to argue with people who clearly have never started an Amazon business. Yeah, that's literally not a win, because I wouldn't call something a win where if in 5 years I could have made $100 million, but instead in 1 year I made 20 mil. And that's not 20 mil in profit. That's 20 mil in top line revenue. It's funny. Every time I mute people, they leave the live and try to join back and think that they can continue to leave comments. But anyways, that's not a win. That's not a win. If I only made $3 million in 1 year, but then I could no longer make $3 million or more the next year, that's not a win for me. What do you think about review cards that say $5 cashback for feedback? Nope, that's incentivizing reviews. I don't mess with that stuff, Abubakar. I do not mess with that stuff, brother. It comes around and bites you in the butt at some point. It might not happen right away. It takes one Amazon employee to open up your packaging, or if it was a return, see something like that, flag your account, and you could lose your whole account. You don't just shut down. They won't just shut down your one product. I had somebody that I know who this recently happened. They did FNF reviews allegedly, and they didn't really do it right. Amazon suspended their entire account. Now, they were able to get it back, but the only reason they were able to get it back is because they had to delete all of their reviews. You don't want to put your reviews, you don't want to put your account, you don't want to put your product at jeopardy. The ROI on something like that is never worth it. Ever. Never worth it. F&F, allegedly, you do it right. I know a lot of people who do this. I don't see an issue in that. But incentivizing reviews to random people, it also just takes one Amazon customer to just not be happy with that and report it to Amazon. And then same thing, your account gets shut down. You can control F&F reviews. You can't control the masses. Now you can put an insert card asking people to leave you a review, and you can even offer a discount code to everybody leaving an honest review. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you say, hey, we will give you a $5 off coupon in order for you to leave us a review, that is a fast track to, even if they get $5 regardless, that's still incentivizing a review. So you can't incentivize reviews. You can make it two separate things, like here's $5 off another product. Next line, please also leave us honest feedback. That does not break Amazon TOS. But as soon as you say, hey, here's, yeah, Iman, it's not that people don't do it. Again, everybody, it's your business. I'm here to give you the advice that I would do on my business. So everybody is free to do what they want when it comes to incentivizing reviews or anything like that. But nobody is immune to Amazon bringing down the hammer on them. So maybe even that brand, maybe they don't get caught this year. Maybe they don't get caught this month, but give it time. And usually people get flagged. Once your brand registered, is it a must to put your brand on all your product or packaging? Not necessarily, no. Thank you for the advice. Of course, again, I'm only here to tell you guys. It makes no difference to me if, and I'm not directing this towards anybody. I'm just speaking generally. It makes no difference to me if people want to do like black hat methods and lose their Amazon account. My Amazon accounts are still up, thank God. But it's just, you have to, something that I learned from one of my cousins was risk and reward. Does the reward outweigh the risk? And for me, those black hat methods do not outweigh the risk. I don't know if the homie is still in here. I was going to show him an example. Hold on. Who was it? He doesn't have a username, I don't think. So that's why. The Bird, are you still in here, bro? If not, we're not going to go over this. But if you're still in here, I'll show you. Yes, okay, there you are. You're still here. That's what I was talking about. All right. So here's what a lot of people don't realize when it comes to PPC. Let's get back on an educational track. All right. So I'm going to do this at like on a small scale just so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. So keyword 1, keyword 2, not 22. Actually, let's just boop, 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 boop. Keyword 3, keyword 4, keyword 5. Okay, we're just going to keep it simple just to show you guys a visual. This gets, let's say everything is a $2 cost per click, right? So this gets 3 clicks. This gets 5 clicks. This gets 4 clicks. This gets, what are we at? We're at 9, 12. This gets 2 clicks. And this gets, what are we at? 5, 10, 16. And then this gets 4 clicks. Okay. So you have 20 clicks on your PPC ads. Now, obviously, if you guys are running multiple different campaigns, this will probably be spread out a lot more. I'm just trying to have everybody visualize it. So keyword 1, 3, keyword 2, 5, keyword 3, 4, keyword 4, 2, keyword 5, 4. So, and then we'll do $2 cost per click, right? So on all of these clicks here, obviously this is high, but on all of these clicks right here, you would have spent $40. Now, where people get PPC wrong is they think, oh my gosh, I've spent $40. I haven't gotten any sales. But when you break this down, as a new seller with barely any reviews, you probably have under a 10% conversion rate. A 10% conversion rate would mean for every 10 clicks, you get one sale, right? But these 10 clicks are not 10 clicks spread out amongst all of your targets. These 10 clicks would be one keyword. And so when people look at this and they barely have any clicks amongst their keywords, they're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? I'm not converting, or my ads aren't working. No, you have a bunch of campaigns with a bunch of clicks that are piecemealed amongst all of your campaigns. So of course, if you had a 10% conversion, wait, let's do this. 10% CVR, oh, not car, CVR equals 10 clicks equals one sale. So, and that's if you have a 10% conversion. If you have a 5% conversion, that's 20 clicks in order to get one sale. So to actually make decisions based on your PPC ad data, you want to wait for, like, let's say this is your main keyword right here. You would want to wait until this gets 20 clicks. Now, if this gets 20 clicks and 0 sales, then now you have enough data to make a decision. Okay, wait, maybe I need to pause on this keyword. Maybe I need to go optimize my listing or push for more reviews in order for me to convert. So maybe you would pause it and circle back. But with the example that we had before, this is not enough data, everybody. So 15 to 20 clicks, for me, I'm a little bit more lenient. So I'm waiting 20 clicks before I even make a decision on a keyword. You also need to make sure that you're getting enough clicks distributed to all of your campaigns. Because let's use another example. Let's do campaign 1. How should we do this? Should we do clicks again? Do you have a checklist of what beginners should be doing? Yeah, I mean, I have all my videos on my TikTok. I have a full A through Z course that's free. It's in the tabs in my TikTok. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff. So far, I've been using ChatGPT. Don't use ChatGPT, bro. Let me just keep it 100 with you. ChatGPT is not an Amazon seller. It's very knowledgeable in a lot of things, but so in that example, would you drop keyword 1 and 4? No, keyword 4 only has 2 clicks. It doesn't have enough data. Maybe you read it as 20, Georgios, but it said 2 clicks. Keyword 4 didn't have enough data, but if keyword 20 had 20 clicks and 0 sales, then I'd probably pause it. Yeah, it says oof. Yeah, I would not rely on ChatGPT, everybody. Let's show another example. This is a lesson of showing you guys on the computer. So let's do this, close sidebar. Now I can share the screen with YT again. Okay, so let's show you why I wouldn't use ChatGPT. Oops, let's fix this. There we go, make sure that YT can see the screen. So let's ask ChatGPT, what is a good product to sell on Amazon? Now, this is a little unfair because my ChatGPT kind of knows me a little bit more, but I still don't think it's going to give us, yeah, see, my ChatGPT kind of knows my product criteria and stuff, but it's still not quite there. So look, strong demand, but not oversaturated, 300 plus sales per month across top competitors. That's not a metric that I look to. Go into private mode. Will that scrap what I've searched? Products with flaws in reviews. Yeah, see, this is a little not fair. I would encourage you guys to go do this because I think you'll get a different answer. Oh, actually, here's one. Avoid baby products. That's incorrect. Evergreen, that's correct. Let's see, what to avoid. Let's ask it a different question. What have I not trained? He said yes. Okay, I forgot how to go into private mode. Incognito window. But then YT can't see this. I want YT to see it too. But let's do this. Oh, actually, I have a good one. I don't think my ChatGPT knows this. What? There we go. Hold on. What ad? Nope, not caps locks. What ads should I run when I start Amazon? I think it's going to say just auto campaigns. Okay, here, this is a great example. So start with automatic campaigns, $20 to $50 budget, which I do not agree with. Maybe the 20, but 50 I do not agree with. And then manual campaigns, it says start with 15 to 20 keywords from your product research. And not necessarily. You're looking at main keywords. So you should not have no more than 3 to 5 keywords in a campaign. So AI is great, everybody, but if you're relying on AI to be your Amazon coach, you're going to learn a lot of not good things. Same thing, sponsored brands, optional, only if brand registered. No, you should not run sponsored brand ads until you are profitable on your sponsored product ads. And then it says your budget should be $30 to $60 across campaigns combined. I don't think that's the worst. And let's see what else it says. Let's ask another question. Somebody drop a question, something that you would ask ChatGPT. Actually, let me show this. Hold up. Hold on. I'm going to put the screen down because I'm just going to hide something really quickly. I'm going to show y'all this. Okay. Now this is my AI that I created for my students. Let's see the difference of what it says. What campaign? It's still in a learning phase. What campaigns should I run when I first start? It does take a bit. There was a trade-off of either super fast and not as accurate answers or a little slower and more accurate answers. Obviously, I chose the more accurate answer version, but we fine-tune this every single week, making it better and better. And it is still in its learning and beta phase, but I did release it to my students for them to use it. It's actually pretty cool because of all the other things that it does. Like it can, I could show you guys that in a second. So look, start with core campaigns, your main focus using the most relevant keywords. This means separate campaigns for broad, phrase, exact, 5 highly relevant keywords per campaign. Each of these should have its own dedicated campaign with about a $10 budget. And then you mix in a product category or product targeting campaign. And it even says, hold off on sponsored display, sponsored brand ads. Don't rush into sponsored display until your listing is fully optimized, as well as you convert on your other PPC traffic. And then it gives you guys or not you guys, but it gives students the course guidance. So my PPC launch strategy, and then when to launch different campaign types, and then compare that to ChatGPT here, which gave very incorrect answer. Target 10 to 20 competitors, target 15 to 20 keywords. I don't think that you should rely on AI. The only reason that, hold on, I'm going to cover this really quick, even though you need a password to get in. The only reason why this works so well is because it's every video that I've ever said or ever created. It's every answer to every question that's ever been in my program, all compiled into this database. And that's why it works the way that it does. It's not just feeding off like internet traffic or internet sites or anything like that. It's literally my own teachings. Oh, don't end the YT live. Let's just, not yet. Hold on, sorry. Stop sharing screen. There we go. How to get brand registry. You gotta apply for a trademark, and then once you have your registration number, you'd go to hold on, I forgot what the actual URL is. Oh, brandservices.amazon.com, and then you'd be able to apply. Is everything all right with customers? Some more. Let me see, Abduli. Make sure that you check your spam, brother, because sometimes messages will go into spam. Let me message them right now. And that's how you do things in business. You have a problem, you address it quickly, and you get the issue resolved. Y'all will be receiving messages in the next couple hours, and you will not receive a delayed message no later than 24 hours. That is something to learn from. You have an issue. Speed answers all problems in the market. Not everything is always going to go as perfect as you intended, but you solve the problem quickly and you get it done. Do you honestly recommend joining the course as a beginner? I feel confident I can do it on my own. If you feel confident, you could do it on your own. Just don't rely on ChatGPT. Listening to you now makes me feel like I should be around others on the same journey I'm on. I do always recommend that, but I'm not like, you could do it on your own if you have, because think about it, like you have my content, right? Even if you're not in the program, watching my content is going to be as if I'm your indirect mentor, learning and all of that, having my strategies and such. So it really depends. Now, if you wanted like a full, and I don't recommend courses, to be honest with you. Like I recommend a mentorship where you're going to actually have direct access to the person that you want to learn from. How much do you pay for per kilogram shipping for your products? Anywhere from like 50 cents to 90 cents a kilogram, Emmanuel. Last quote that I got was 60 cents a kilogram. What are some indicators that the product you are selling will sell well? A good differentiator, good market numbers like average reviews, average price, how low reviewed sellers in the market are performing. Hold on, let me see this real quick. $0.60 even with the tariffs. Yep. I pay $140. Is that good or bad? It's not bad. It's not bad. You could be saving 50% on shipping with the AMZ Masterclass freight forwarder. Abdulli, make sure, I don't know if it's with a different freight forwarder, but make sure that you're not, because there used to be the WhatsApp contacts. Don't use those anymore, bro. Reach out to, I'm not going to say the email here, but reach out the contact that's now in the program. Do not reach out to those anymore. It's not like it's bad. Nothing is going to happen. That's why you guys got to make sure that you're paying attention to the FB group, dialed in to everything that's being talked about. I talked about it in a lesson. I talked about it in a group call, and I made an announcement in the FB group. We made some really good improvements to the freight forwarding service, and it's been night and day difference. So yeah, make sure that you're reaching out to that email. But my freight forwarder says every month is different, could be cheaper or expensive. That is correct. Right now, like this month, we've gotten multiple quotes from between 50 cents to like 70 cents. The only time I've seen it even at like 90 cents, like there was this dude who popped into my live, or not my live, sorry, commented on one of my videos. He's not in the program, but he's like, bro, if you can really get me 50 to 90 cents a kilogram right now, I'll pay whatever your mentorship is. So he DM'd me on TikTok. I don't normally do this, but he DM'd me on TikTok. I was like, give me your carton dimensions, give me your FBA warehouses, and I'll get a quote for you. Literally, the quote that we got him ranged from 55 cents to 85 cents. Can you give me the clarification on my niche before I order all units? I don't look at people's markets who aren't in the program, brother. That's one of the perks of the program, unlimited product validations, but it's kind of disrespectful to my students who pay for direct access to me if I just give those same perks to everybody else. Makes so much sense. I paid so much more for this reorder compared to the last one. Well, keep in mind, Abdulli, well, number one, when did you place the shipment order? And number two, keep in mind that rates do fluctuate. Sometimes they'll be more expensive, sometimes they'll be cheaper. But if it was within the last 30 days, like I said, probably did pay more. April, May, can't remember. That was peak. Yeah, that actually makes sense. But even then, the new freight forwarder would have been able to get a lower quote. That makes sense. It was peak tariff times, but yeah, like I said, we made some changes that are absolute game changers. Do you send helium-10? Do you use helium-10 to send auto emails for reviews after people purchase? Yes, I do. Might join your mentorship program. Come on down to the Harvard of Amazon FBA private label education, Simon. You'd be in good hands. You'd have a community. The community is really dope. And you'd obviously have direct access to me. You'd have all of the things that I've built out for the students. Oh, I got to build a puzzle to stay on live. By the way, Luke, in the previous message I sent you about Optimize, it's being addressed right now. Nice, sheep. For any questions about like program cost and stuff, I don't answer that question on TikTok though. And the reason is because we have different packages that will cater to different people. So the best way is to hop on a call with the team in the TikTok bio, AMZ Masterclass Mentorship, and there's a little button that says, yes, I want to apply. And you would just go through those steps, hop on a call with my onboarding coach, Adam. He's the man, and you'd be able to learn more about it. So if you want to know my name, I told you in that PM. If you ever want to know, I got you, Sheep. I'll still always call you Sheep if that's okay. That's like OG right there. But let's do this. So we've been given an hour of straight value. So for the number one, I have so much free content for y'all to be able to check out. So if this is really for people who do want a more in-depth guide and direct access to me, AMZ Masterclass Mentorship, you'll be able to see all of the things. Yeah, I wouldn't want it any other way. Nice. You'll be able to see all the things that are included in the program. And then here, yes, I want to apply. You'd go through this quick, maybe 60 to 120 second questionnaire, actually fill it out proper. It's going to help my onboarding coach actually create a unique plan for your unique situation. I'm going to hide this part so I don't dox my phone number and email. And then if you qualify, I don't review people's products unless they're actually in the program, and out of respect for my students who pay for direct access to me. My students are able to send me their listing. We're able to get on a one-on-one call, go over their listing, their ads. If people are doing product research, they have unlimited product validation. Send me any product. So if you qualify, you'll be prompted to this page here where you're going to be able to select a date and time. Does 3K minimum start include the cost of the mentorship? No, it does not. That's just for your Amazon product and all of that. Obviously, that doesn't go to me. There's no pricing on the website, guys. Like I said, if you want to know all of the different packages, you would have to hop on a call with the team. You would select the date, you would select the time. The team is not, even if you book a call and then reach out to the team, you have to get on that call to know. So you would be speaking to my guy, Adam. Adam is the man. He's our onboarding coach. Like I said, he sells on Amazon. He's in the program. He's a super cool dude. And Adam speaks for me, because I know a lot of people are like, but I want to talk to you. Adam speaks for me. That's my guy right there. So on that note, everybody, I appreciate you all. It was a great live. I hope everybody has a blessed rest of their week. It's only Monday, everybody. Make it a productive week. The homework, well, that's how I run it. So sorry that you feel that way, but that's how I run it. It is only Monday, right? Do at least 3 things this week that get you closer to your goal. Personally, I would say 3 things every day, but do 3 things this week that get you closer to your goal, whether that's product research, contacting suppliers, getting quotes for freight forwarder, whatever it is, 3 things. Well, B, that doesn't have anything to do with helium-10, bro. That's actually really victim mentality, bro, to be honest with you. I'm going to just say one more thing before we close out the live, but everything that happens to everybody is your fault. You're driving, you get rear-ended. Guess what? It's your fault. You chose to leave at that time. You chose to be in that lane. You chose to be going that speed. Now, obviously, that's an exaggerated example, but to say, oh, paid so much for helium-10, not finding anything, they're just taking my money at this point. They're providing you a service. I'm not even advocating for helium-10. It could be helium-10. It could be Jungle Scout. It could be Smart Scout. I don't care what software it is. But to say that because you haven't found anything, it's somehow Helium 10's fault and they're taking your money, they're providing a tool. I have Helium 10. We find products every single week that meet my criteria. And I know this sounds like a harsh answer, but if you have that, mindset, I promise you the road of business is going to be 10 times harder than you could ever imagine. Instead, it should be, how can I find products? What do I need to do better to find products? What am I doing wrong to that I'm not finding products? Take the accountability, and kind of like what Sheep said, like, yeah. And I'm not trying to, again, I probably come off where a bunch of people just are like, this is not the guy. But it's the reality of business. I would rather not sugarcoat it and somebody be like, oh, dude, this guy's not nice. Because I do feel like I'm a very nice person. That's arrogant. But I'd rather somebody be like, oh, this dude, he's too direct. I don't think this kind of business is for me based on what he's saying. I would rather that than somebody think that it's something that it's not. Because I promise, if you're sitting and saying it's Helium 10's fault, all right, well, this girl's just mad because I wouldn't tell her the price of the program. Beauty of that is you never have to look at my content again. Look at that. Blocked. But anyways, and it's funny because even though she's not even in the live anymore, I'm going to say this to the point of it doesn't sound like I'm trying to help anybody. That's the complete opposite. This is imagine getting banned. Yeah, she was just mad that I didn't say the price of the program. Because I'm saying this, brother, because I do want to help you. Because I've gone live every day for years now, every weekday for years now. At some point, I had done 375 days of consecutive lives. I've seen it all when it comes to this Amazon game. And I give such the direct answer because I see too many people. Bro, how about this? On the record, don't buy my program. I'm telling you this right now. Don't buy my program. You take accountability for where you're at in your journey, because you could say that, but why do I have a video on TikTok about every single aspect about Amazon? I have a free course on TikTok on how to sell on Amazon. Don't get it. Don't get it. Go watch my videos. Put in the work. Stop sitting there and people are feisty today. Dang. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But yeah, bro, you're gonna have a tough time if this is your mentality now. Hey, Adam, say what's up. Sorry, I don't mean to put you on blast, but I just saw that you joined. If you're sitting and blaming Helium 10 for they're taking your money and you're not finding products because they're not doing the product research for you, you're doing the product research. When your Amazon ads don't convert, you're going to blame Amazon ads. If your Amazon product doesn't work, you're going to blame Amazon. If somebody taught you how to sell on Amazon and you don't make the business successful, you're going to blame that person. So it's going to just be a never-ending cycle of blame, brother. Right? Take accountability and get the work done. On that note, y'all have a blessed day. Today, I chose violence, but y'all have a blessed day. Make it a productive week. Get it done. And I'll see y'all, God willing, tomorrow.